I really enjoy my job. Being around here is very exciting because you get to see things from the inside. You get to pretty much be the first person to hear important news and get those news out to the public.
For any journalism student, this means clips. And I've published around 16 stories, and that's pretty good average of 3 to 4 stories a week. I wouldn't write that many stories in an entire quarter working for the school newspaper.
This program's really good because it does put you in with a big newspaper and you get published. This is probably the best thing you could possibly do to get yourself primed and ready for a position as a political reporter.
It's the Olympia Legislative Reporting Program at the University of Washington, and select students from the journalism program at the UW and Western Washington University also come down here and cover the legislative session for various newspapers around the area.
It's our most important elective course and has been for about 35 years. Students go to Olympia during winter quarter and actually live there, and they work directly for editors at their host newspapers, including the major newspapers in the Northwest. In some instances, for the smaller papers, they're the only journalists actually covering the legislature for that news organization, so they can have a lot of power and responsibility while they're there.
Students come the week before the legislature convenes. We have to very quickly orient everybody to this unusual language, the parliamentary procedure, the very formal ways of interacting that happen on the floor, and then the informal ways that deals are made. Before the session starts, the AP has a legislative preview, and our students all go to that. And this year, the governor spoke. She gave a shout out to UW interns. And then in week number 1, they go to the governor's State of the State address, and most of them will write a story for their paper on the State of the State. There's a very steep learning curve here.
This program, they're just throwing you to the lions, you know? You learn how to talk and think on your feet.
My first day was chaotic, and it was just writing about a legislator from the area I'm writing about who'd never been there before. He was a junior. I followed him around all day, and it was kind of hilarious because we were both learning, you know, oh, are we going to the wrong building, you know? Luckily, I had a very friendly legislator to follow around and stumble over things with.
I think I started out pretty timid. I've just had to go out and talk to people and find out what's going on. And I think I've grown a lot as a writer just from writing a story, you know, every day, every other day.
Being able to write on a daily basis is not something I've ever done before. Western's newspaper is twice weekly, so the most I've written is twice a week. But that's just not the pace that journalism is moving now. It's 24 hours, constantly updating, constantly, you know, breaking news going on. It's very rare to have a student my age and with my experience pretty much working on my own, coming up with story ideas, basically running a bureau.
The biggest accomplishment that I'm the most proud of during this session was I wrote a story on a DUI bill, and that was a huge story, and I actually got on the front page story cover of the Seattle Times, and that was really exciting. You know, people are talking about that story on the radio on the way to work and everything, so that's definitely something that I'm going to cherish for a while.
I'm originally from Kazakhstan, Central Asia, and being here is especially exciting for me because I get to see how a system works that is very different from where I come from.
I've learned more about the legislative system, the democratic process within our state of putting a bill into law. It's not just schoolhouse rock anymore. You just walk down this walkway and it takes 5 minutes to get into this Goliath building that's made out of sets of marble from various countries. I mean, it's a little intimidating when you get in there, obviously, because all the sound is echoing and reverberating off of these like cavernous ceilings. But then you get in there and you can get on the floor. I mean, I've got a press pass, and they'll just let you right in, and you can go up, pull somebody out of a meeting, and suddenly it becomes really real. You're on the floor and they're just about to pass the bill. And the bill that they're talking about that very minute, it's coming to life. It's coming into other people's lives. And so I think it's fantastic to be right there in this marketplace of ideas where people are really passionate about something that's changing other people's lives.
If students genuinely want to be reporters, there's no better way that I know for them, no better opportunity that I know of than to participate in the Olympia program, if only for the networking that they're able to do, contacts that they're able to make. It's just invaluable. By the time they finish the program, they're well positioned to go directly to work in the industry. As a matter of fact, a lot of them are hired as soon as they graduate after they finish the program, because editors around the region know that by then that they will be, in effect, grizzled veterans, or at least more so than a lot of young people coming right out of college.
While you're here, I will work the fat off of your prose style. You will learn to write. You will learn to write fast. You will learn to write on deadline. You will learn to write for cranky editors. And you will learn to interview every kind of legislator, every kind of activist, and you'll get fantastic clips. And you'll have an experience that will let you know whether or not you have what it takes to be a political reporter. When I get reference calls for students who have done the UW's legislative reporting internship in Olympia, the editors aren't asking me, can this person cut it? They're asking me, how long can I keep him? This is an amazing opportunity.